The turx are the universe's apex predators. For eons, their name alone has sent tremors through civilizations, their power unmatched, their ferocity unparalleled. Armed with technology far beyond the grasp of most species, they have swept across galaxies like a plague, leaving nothing but ruins in their wake. Entire planets have crumbled beneath their feet, and countless races have been erased from history, mere footnotes in the turx's conquest. Their ships are leviathans of metal and energy, bristling with weaponry capable of vaporizing continents in seconds. Their soldiers are genetically engineered warriors, bred solely for the purpose of extermination. To the universe, they are an unstoppable force, a race that has never known defeat. The turx council gathers, their faces stern and eyes burning with the cold fire of arrogance. Earth is next on their list, a small, seemingly insignificant planet orbiting a nondescript star in a remote corner of the galaxy. To them, it's just another conquest, another mark on their ever-growing list of victories. They see Earth as a minor inconvenience, a simple stepping stone in their grand scheme for total galactic domination. Their leader, a figure clad in dark armor, addresses the council, dismissing Earth as a primitive backwater, populated by a species that doesn't even deserve the honor of subjugation. The decision is unanimous: Earth will be invaded, and its people either enslaved or annihilated. A fleet is dispatched, vast and menacing, to make quick work of this latest target. The turx armada arrives in Earth's orbit with a terrifying display of power. Their ships, massive and dark, blot out the sun, casting an eerie shadow over cities across the globe. Panic spreads like wildfire among the people, but the world's governments stand resolute. Within hours, the turx leaders broadcast their ultimatum to every corner of the Earth. Their message is simple: surrender immediately or face total annihilation. They give humanity no time to prepare, believing a single threat will be enough to make this fragile species crumble. But humanity does not bow. Instead, a defiant response echoes across the globe. In every language, from every nation, a message is sent back: we do not surrender. It is not what the turx expect. They see this as mere bravado, a desperate attempt to cling to hope in the face of certain doom. They laugh, mocking the humans' naivety, and order the first wave of their assault. It is time to show these creatures what it means to defy the universe's greatest power. Within moments, the sky erupts. Turx warships unleash devastating energy beams that scorch the Earth, reducing entire cities to ash in seconds. Bombardments rain down from above, leveling buildings, shattering infrastructure, and turning streets into craters. Shock troops are deployed, descending like a swarm of locusts on key military installations, moving with precision and deadly efficiency. The world shakes under the force of their attack. In just minutes, the turx lay waste to some of humanity's greatest landmarks, wiping out millions in a heartbeat. To the turx commanders, this is only the beginning, a mere demonstration of what they are capable of. They are certain of their victory. They watch from their command ships, confident, sneering, predicting that the human spirit will be crushed under this brutal onslaught. For them, this is just another day, another conquest. The turx commander, observing the carnage from above, speaks with certainty to his subordinates. These humans will break by morning. But even as the flames rage and the dust settles, something unexpected begins to stir. In the face of overwhelming power, humanity does not fall apart. Instead, it stands together. Across the planet, soldiers and civilians alike rally to defend their home. The defiance does not wane, it grows stronger. The turx, who have known nothing but triumph, are about to learn that they have gravely underestimated the resilience of the human spirit. And soon, they will come to regret the day they chose to unleash havoc on Earth. The turx, accustomed to swift and uncontested victories, are taken aback when Earth's military forces regroup with surprising speed. What they expected to be a swift and effortless conquest begins to unravel in the face of unexpected resistance. Human forces, battered but not broken, quickly adapt to the turx's onslaught. They employ unconventional tactics, drawing upon centuries of experience in asymmetrical warfare. Instead of meeting the turx head-on, they scatter into small, mobile units, using the terrain to their advantage, striking from the shadows, and disappearing before the enemy can retaliate. The turx encounter resistance on every front. In dense urban landscapes, they find themselves in a maze of narrow streets and hidden alleys, where their massive war machines become liabilities. Guerrilla fighters strike at night, setting traps and laying ambushes in the ruins of their own cities. In the dense forests, the jungles, the mountains, the deserts, wherever the turx troops land, they face an enemy that knows the land intimately, and uses it as a weapon. Human ingenuity turns nature itself into a battleground, where every hill, every river, every building becomes a fortress. Despite heavy casualties, human forces coordinate their defenses on a global scale. Across continents, communication networks spring to life. Soldiers, civilians, hackers, engineers, and scientists all come together in a single, unified effort. They share intelligence in real time, execute rapid counterattacks, and devise countermeasures that slow the turx advance. In one city, the turx find their warships targeted by laser-guided munitions fired from hidden underground bunkers. In another, they are baffled when their own communications are hijacked, their commands twisted, their ships colliding due to false signals. The first real blow to the turx comes when a squadron, overconfident and arrogant, pursues what they believe to be a retreating human force. They stumble into a narrow valley, only to find themselves surrounded. The humans, having studied the turx's standard formation, use primitive but effective means to cut off their escape routes. Explosives, well placed and timed, bring down rocks and earth, crushing the invaders beneath tons of rubble. As smoke fills the air, human fighters emerge from concealed positions, targeting the survivors with relentless precision. The entire squadron is wiped out in minutes. The turx commanders dismiss this as a fluke, convinced that it was a stroke of luck on the humans' part. Yet, as similar ambushes and setbacks pile up across different battlefronts, it becomes harder to ignore the pattern. The turx find themselves facing attacks they cannot predict or counter. Their weapons jam, their ships stall midair, their supplies are cut off by what they assume to be inferior forces. Human hackers infiltrate their systems, turning their own drones against them. Soldiers disappear into the night, leaving only confusion and chaos in their wake. For the first time in their long history of conquest, the turx begin to lose confidence. The humans are not breaking. They are not surrendering. Instead, they fight with a ferocity and cleverness that the turx had not anticipated. The turx leader, sensing the tide turning, orders a change in tactics. New strategies are devised, focusing on overwhelming force and psychological warfare, meant to crush the human spirit once and for all. But every new tactic is met with resistance and countered with human ingenuity. The turx attempt to demoralize Earth's population with terror tactics, but instead, they find themselves facing even fiercer opposition. They deploy advanced drones to hunt down resistance fighters, but humans counter by using EMP devices crafted from spare parts, short-circuiting the drones mid-flight. They try to control Earth's information networks, only to find their own systems hacked and vital data stolen. As defeat after defeat mounts, the turx commander's confidence wanes. Confusion and frustration grow within their ranks. They cannot comprehend how this primitive species is adapting so quickly, countering their every move, and refusing to be broken. The humans, they realize, are unlike any other species they have encountered. The turx had assumed this would be an easy conquest, but they are now facing a force that learns, evolves, and fights with a determination they cannot match. The turx commanders, once certain of their supremacy, now find themselves in a situation they have never faced before: doubt. The more they press, the harder the humans push back. The more they change tactics, the faster the humans adapt. What began as a routine invasion has turned into a nightmare of unforeseen challenges, and the turx are beginning to understand the full extent of their mistake. They are realizing, far too late, that they have underestimated the most dangerous element in the universe, the human spirit. The battle for Earth reaches a crucial turning point. Human forces, having carefully studied the turx's methods, begin to anticipate their every move. They recognize patterns in the turx's deployment and tactics, allowing them to launch preemptive strikes. Local knowledge of the terrain gives the humans a distinct advantage. They use mountains as barriers, rivers as natural defenses, and urban landscapes as labyrinths to ensnare their enemies. Using whatever resources they have, they employ guerrilla tactics that exploit the turx's rigid structure and reliance on technology. The turx prepare for a massive assault, believing that overwhelming force will crush any remaining resistance. But as they advance, they find themselves walking into a carefully laid trap. The humans have anticipated the exact coordinates of the attack and have lured the turx forces into a narrow canyon, where their ship's mobility is limited. Concealed artillery opens fire, and landmines, triggered by the unsuspecting turx soldiers, explode, causing chaos and destruction. The turx troops, caught in a crossfire, face heavy losses. For the first time in the invasion, a significant turx battalion is wiped out, marking a major victory for Earth. Shaken by this defeat, the turx leadership begins to grasp the gravity of their situation. The leader, a seasoned warrior who has seen countless worlds fall, starts to perceive humans not as a minor nuisance but as a genuine threat. This is not a mere setback, it is a potential catastrophe. A decision is made to call for reinforcements. Warships from other sectors are redirected to Earth, and a new analysis of human tactics is ordered. The turx, confident in their data-driven approach, believe they can adapt faster than any species in the universe. But with each attempt to change their strategies, the humans continue to surprise them. The humans shift their tactics fluidly, responding to new threats with unforeseen methods. When the turx introduce new aerial drones, the humans deploy counter-drone technology, jamming their signals and crashing them into their own ships. When the turx try to outflank ground forces, human snipers, hidden and waiting, eliminate key officers, leaving the rest of the force in disarray. With every move the turx make, the humans have already prepared a counter. Desperation begins to set in among the turx ranks. Humans shift their focus from direct combat to psychological warfare. They begin broadcasting fake intelligence over turx communication channels, sowing confusion and doubt. Turx soldiers receive false orders, leading to skirmishes between their own units. Misinformation campaigns spread fear among the troops. Rumors circulate that the humans have weapons capable of wiping out entire battalions in a blink of an eye. Some turx soldiers, isolated and cut off, start to believe that Earth itself is a death trap, designed to lure them into a conflict they cannot win. The seeds of doubt begin to grow. Turx troops, once disciplined and resolute, start to question their command's decisions. Arguments break out among officers. The rank-and-file soldiers, who once blindly followed orders, begin to feel a creeping sense of dread. Whispers of retreat and surrender circulate among them, something unheard of in turx military history. The leadership senses the growing unrest and knows they are losing control of their forces. Determined to turn the tide back in their favor, the turx leader decides to make a bold and desperate move. They have a secret weapon, a massive energy cannon, capable of obliterating entire continents in one blast. This weapon, kept in reserve for only the most dire of situations, is now seen as the last chance to crush the humans' morale and force a surrender. The leader gives the order to deploy the cannon, targeting Earth's largest population centers, intending to wipe out millions in an instant. The cannon is prepared, and the turx fleet moves into position. As the weapon powers up, a hum of energy fills the air, signaling the imminent destruction. But unknown to the turx, human hackers have been working tirelessly behind the scenes. They have managed to infiltrate the turx's network, exploiting a weakness they discovered earlier. Just as the cannon reaches full power, the humans launch a digital assault. They override the turx controls, sending conflicting signals and overloading the weapon's core systems. The energy cannon, instead of firing toward Earth, malfunctions spectacularly. A massive explosion tears through the turx fleet, obliterating several of their own ships and damaging many others. Panic spreads through the remaining vessels as they scramble to understand what went wrong. The turx leader, watching in disbelief, realizes too late that their desperate gamble has backfired. The humans, with their cunning and adaptability, have turned the turx's most powerful weapon against them. The turx leader, a warrior who has never known defeat, sits in silence, staring at the grim reality unfolding before him. Reports of mounting casualties flood in from every corner of the invasion. Morale among his troops is crumbling, and chaos reigns where there was once unchallenged order. The humans, far from being a weak, simple species, have proven themselves to be a formidable enemy. He reluctantly admits to himself that Earth is not a battle they can win. For the first time in his long career, he faces the bitter taste of impending defeat. In the turx command chamber, panic and disbelief ripple through the ranks. The High Command, once so confident of victory, is now fractured, its members arguing fiercely over their next move. Some argue for one last, desperate push, while others advocate for a strategic retreat to conserve what remains of their forces. The realization dawns on them that they are no longer in control. The invasion has slipped through their fingers. The turx, once the hunters, have become the hunted. Meanwhile, on Earth, the mood shifts from one of grim determination to one of growing hope. As news spreads of the turx retreating from key positions, people begin to emerge from shelters, witnessing the departure of their enemy. News outlets across the globe report on the unfolding retreat, showing images of turx ships leaving Earth's atmosphere. Cheers erupt in the streets, and people unite in celebration, embracing each other with tears of relief. They had faced the universe's greatest threat and stood their ground. Despite the ruins and the scars left behind, a newfound sense of unity spreads across the world. Governments and citizens alike understand that they have been tested in the most severe way imaginable, and they have survived. The notion that they had defeated an invincible enemy fills them with pride and a deep sense of accomplishment. The devastation is immense, but so is the collective will to rebuild and move forward. For the first time in generations, humanity feels truly united, bound together by the fire of their shared struggle. Back on the turx ships, the decision to retreat is finally made. It is not a choice born of strategy but one of necessity. They have no other options left. The order is given to leave Earth immediately, abandoning their dead and much of their precious technology. Human forces begin to pick through the remains, discovering advanced devices and weapons, fragments of the invading fleet. Scientists and engineers waste no time in studying these alien relics, hoping to unlock their secrets and strengthen Earth's defenses for the future. As the last of the turx ships prepare to depart, their leader watches with a mixture of rage and reluctant respect. His arrogance has cost him dearly, and he knows it. He vows never to underestimate another species again, recognizing the unique strength and determination that humanity has shown. What he thought would be an easy victory turned out to be the greatest lesson of his life, that true power does not always lie in superior technology or overwhelming numbers but in the spirit and tenacity of those who refuse to be conquered. The turx fleet leaves Earth's orbit in haste, wounded and humiliated. The leader's final act before retreating to the darkness of space is to send a message to all remaining turx colonies across the universe. It is a warning, stark and clear: the humans are not to be taken lightly. They are unlike any other species they have faced, relentless, resourceful, and unyielding. Underestimating them has proven to be a grave mistake, and it is one that must not be repeated. The smoke clears, and the fires finally die down. Across the battered cities, people emerge to begin the long and arduous task of rebuilding. Despite the ruins that surround them, there is a sense of renewed strength. Communities, once divided by borders and ideologies, now come together with a singular purpose: to restore what was lost and to ensure that Earth remains their own. Engineers, architects, and volunteers from every corner of the globe collaborate, sharing resources and knowledge. What was once a fractured world is now united, a collective determined to rise from the ashes stronger than before. In meeting rooms and command centers, world leaders gather, recognizing the need for a new global approach. They pledge to remain vigilant, to share intelligence, and to work together to prepare for any future threat. An era of cooperation and advancement begins, fueled by the realization that humanity's survival depends on standing as one. Technologies are developed at an unprecedented pace, and the scars of war slowly begin to heal. There is a sense of purpose in the air, an understanding that they have been tested and proven worthy. Meanwhile, teams of scientists and military experts meticulously study the remnants of turx technology scattered across the planet. Every fragment, every device, and every piece of alien machinery is analyzed, offering invaluable insights. New defenses are designed, inspired by the advanced weaponry of their former enemies. Humanity begins to adapt this technology for their own use, integrating it with Earth's systems. There is a sense that this knowledge will be their greatest asset in facing whatever challenges the universe may bring next. The world knows this is just the beginning. A new era is dawning, one where humanity will no longer be caught off guard. They prepare not just for defense, but for exploration, ready to step out into the stars with the courage they have always possessed, but now with the knowledge and technology to back it up. Earth has proven itself resilient, and its people now carry a quiet confidence, knowing they can stand against even the most formidable of foes. A reflection on what has been achieved fills the airwaves, broadcasts, and conversations. The human spirit, unyielding, adaptable, and fierce, has triumphed against seemingly impossible odds. It is a victory not just of survival, but of unity and innovation. The narrator's voice cuts through the silence, a final thought echoing across a recovering world. In the darkest of times, when all seemed lost, humanity found its strength. Earth is no longer just a planet on the edge of the galaxy. It is now a force to be reckoned with, known throughout the universe as a beacon of resilience and courage. The story closes with the knowledge that the universe has taken notice. Humanity has shown that it will not only survive but thrive, turning every challenge into an opportunity and every threat into a testament to their indomitable will.